What's up guys, my name is Kale and today on the King of Games we're going to be doing our Nerf holiday gift guide. We're going to be talking about over 20 items and all of them are under $15. Let's get into it. So last year we also did a gift guide and it was broken up into 3 different videos and we were giving away 1 item per video. This year we're doing a one and done, but don't worry, we're still doing a giveaway, and on this giveaway there's going to be 3 items. So keep watching this video for details on that. But without further ado, let's kick off this video with item number 1. This item right here is the TMNT Revolver, and it's available at Target normally for only $15. But right now it's on sale on Amazon for $8. I do plan on reviewing this blaster in more detail in the future on this channel, so subscribe if you want to see that. But some of the key highlights that you need to know about are that it is a revolver that is a reskin of a previous blaster from the Rebel line that was very popular because of how sleek the sides were and how easy it was to holster. This time around it's got a really cool paint job and it is a tie-in to the more recent animated film. Yeah. It comes with 10 darts and they're all kind of like different colored heads for the different turtles, which I thought was a super neat touch. This blaster does take full-length darts but can be modified to take half-length darts and is a pretty popular choice in the humans vs zombies community. It shoots in the 70 to 80 FPS range, and if you or the person you're getting this for likes Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, this is a must-have. Now let's check out the next item. This is the Dart Zone Max Solo, and it retails for about $15. But even though it just came out, I've seen it on sale multiple times for about $10. We did do a very detailed full review on this blaster on the channel already, so if you want to check that out, I'll link it above. But some of the key features on this one are that it's break action, foldable, and extremely compact. It's also capable of taking full-length and half-length darts. It does come with 10 of these Dart Zone Bamboo 2X darts. One of my favorite things about this blaster is the fidgeting aspect. It's just fun to flick around. Plus it's got a Picatinny rail on the top. And did I mention this thing hits 120 FPS? Yeah, this is one heck of a stocking stuffer. Not unlike our next item. This is the Xshot Menace, and it is probably the best Nerf stocking stuffer to ever exist. And part of that is because of the price. This blaster is only $3.99 and it packs performance of 80 FPS right out of the box. Plus, there's a bunch of different designs that you can get. Like, a bunch of different designs. We got Sonic ones, I got another Sonic one up on the wall. Like, I have a ton of different ones of these. Every single one is different, and I don't even have close to all of them. There's pretty much a skin for everyone. And the cool thing is that even if you have one, it's always great to have more. The detail of the art on these blasters are really good. And this is also one of those gifts that's great if you need to get a bunch for multiple people. Like if you've got 3 kids, $12, and you've got each one of them a blaster. And you can just scale up for how many ever people you need. But if you're thinking, man, this is a tiny handle for my adult size hands, then you're not alone. And that's where the next item comes in. This box just came in the mail and I'm excited to open it up to show you what's inside. This is the Xshot Flux, and this is basically like the Menace's older brother. This particular package comes in a 2-pack, which only cost me $11. Just like the Menace, it is a single shot, and it takes full-length darts. It doesn't take half-length darts unless you modify it slightly. It does have a bigger handle than the Menace, and is overall just a bigger version of that. But there's a few things to set it apart. First off, this wicked zombie skin is not available for the Menace. This is probably one of my favorite skins overall. But second, and more importantly, is that these blasters have blowback action. That's right, I said blowback. Every time you pull the trigger, the actual slide comes back. And for me, that puts this blaster in a similar fidget kind of category as the Max Solo from earlier in the list. Like, you could just grab 2 of these things and go ham.
Anyway, I started blasting. Bah! Bah!
And trust me, I plan to. The performance is pretty similar to the Menace, sitting around 80 FPS. Also, it's got this little rail here for attachments. Now, we actually did a holiday gift guide series last year where we had 3 separate videos and we give away an item from each of those videos. This year, we're only going to do 1 video. We're giving away 3 items on this 1 video. So here's how to enter. First, go down to the comment section and let me know what your favorite item was. because that's how we're gonna pick which 3 items in this video to give away. In that comment, don't forget to put your Instagram handle so that I have somewhere to reach out to coordinate the shipping if you win. YouTube can be kind of picky about how you write your Instagram handles in the comments, so be sure to follow this format right here. I'll throw my Instagram handle as an example. If you actually put the word Instagram instead of the word handle and then your handle, there is a chance that the YouTube algorithm will automatically delete your comment because it'll classify it as self-promotion or spam. So make sure to follow the format that I put here and secure your entry. You do need to be a subscriber to enter, so if you're not already, what are you waiting for? Anyways, back to the video. At this point, we've talked about several things you can shoot with, but what about something you can shoot at? That's where this next item comes in handy. This is just the Styrofoam Head that you can get on Amazon for about $13 or $14. And as you can see, mine's already taken plenty of fire from both high and low performance blasters. But yeah, these things make for a great target. They're cheap, they're easily replaceable. You can throw them on a tripod by just sticking them on there. I guess if you really wanted to, you could even make a little course out of a couple of these things. It's just nice to have a target to shoot at. I mean, you can't always shoot at your siblings, right?
Bruh.
No matter what blaster you get, you're gonna end up being more darts. And in terms of full-length darts, you should check out these Xshot full-length darts. These ones right here are the ones that come with the Menace and the Flux that we talked about earlier. But in the refill pack for the Insanity series, the only difference is that the foam here would be blue. But it's like $6 or $7 for 200 darts. So in theory, if your budget was $15, you could get 400. But either way, you can't really go wrong. One thing I like particularly about these darts is how squishy the head is. Makes them hurt like maybe just a teeny tiny bit less. For half-length darts, you've got 2 options. At Target, you can get these Dart Zone Max darts, or if you're going to Walmart, you can get these Adventure Force darts. The Adventure Force darts are 100 to a pack and they retail for about $10. Currently, these ones are on sale online on Target's website for about $11 for 150, which makes this one the better value. But if you go in person, you're gonna see these probably listed for about $15 or $16 in store. So make sure to pull out your app and get it price matched. Because in this economy, you gotta save every penny you can. Now, if you do have a half-length blaster like this that's mag-fed, you're gonna need some magazines for it. And that's where our next item comes in. This is a worker Talon mag, specifically an 18-round curved Talon mag. And on Amazon, you can get these in a variety of colors for just $14. Personally, I prefer these translucent orange ones. This is the more premium of the 2 mag options that I have on this list, but if you're looking for an ultra value, then you might want to consider the next option. And that would be these mag refills for the Strife X. This blaster is way over our $15 price range, but the mags it comes with are not. If you bought this blaster, it comes with 1. But if you wanted to buy these mags separately, they actually come in a 2-pack for only $10, which means that each mag is only 5. They only come in this opaque orange, and they take about 15 rounds. They are pretty much a clone of the straight Talon mags, which are a little over budget, but they're not quite as quality. But at $10 for 2, it's hard to pass these up. Now, if you're running a full-length mag-fed blaster, then I'd consider you check out this pack right here. It is a Nerf Modulus Jungle Mag pack, where the mags go together. They each take around 12 rounds, and so together you've got a total capacity of 24 rounds, and it retails for about $14 on Amazon. It also comes with some darts, which is kind of cool. But maybe you don't want to use mags at all. Maybe you're looking for a pistol. If that's the case, I'd consider checking out this Nerf Rival Fate. This blaster is a single shot blaster that takes these rival rounds. It comes with AccuRival rounds, but it does also take original rounds and also pretty much any other round that's the same size. This thing retails somewhere between $12 and $15, but it's on sale right now for only $6, which makes it a heck of a value. It does feature a T-pull handle, which is something that I really like, and overall it's got some really cool colors, and this definitely is a borderline gift where it could go as a stocking stuffer or as a main gift, especially if you consider some of the mods that are available for it, not unlike this other pistol option. This right here is a Nerf Rival Knockout. This is a little bit older blaster, and unfortunately I don't have one that's unmodified here to show you, but I'll show you what it looks like here. Takes the same ammo, is single shot as well, and it primes from the bottom here. Since this blaster is a little bit older, there are a lot more mods available for it, like this Mega XL conversion kit. So you can still get it new for $15, so it's a little bit more expensive than the Fate. But if neither of those options are for you, then there's one more pistol I think you should look at, and that is the Nerf Rival Pilot. It's actually the newest of the 3 blasters, and it is something we've reviewed on the channel before. If you want to check out that review, then take a look over here. I do have one, but I couldn't seem to find it for this video, so I'll just have to show you on screen what it looks like. Some of the key features are that it also fires those rival ammo out of the box. Like the Dartzone Max Solo, that blaster is break action, which is actually not that common, and a super fun feature. In this case, it allows that blaster to easily be converted to take other ammo types with twist lock adapters. So if you're looking for something versatile and reversible, that's probably the option you're going to want. Speaking of modifying Nerf blasters, the next item on our list is actually a physical book. A Modbook to be more specific. Authored by none other than Luke Goodman of Out of Darts, this is a complete and visual guideline to mod Nerf blasters. It's very eye-catching, very thorough. Young or old, this is a great way to get into modding or just to appreciate the history of it. You could get a digital copy on Amazon for about $10, but I really think you're going to want to get the physical copy of this one, and that retails for about $15. You could definitely learn about modding in bits and pieces about specific blasters, but this is a really good and comprehensive way to jump right in. Plus it looks darn cool on a wall. And who doesn't love that new book smell? Speaking of modding, the next item on our list is actually a tool to help you mod. Specifically when it comes to soldering blasters with electric components, like flywheelers. Have you ever soldered a blaster and found it a little bit intimidating or maybe a little difficult to do? Like, how are you supposed to hold 2 wires together and then also hold a soldering iron and the solder? Like, what do I look like? Goro from Mortal Kombat? Well, somehow I do it, but if you get this next item, you won't have to. And the next item is a set of helping hands. What helping hands are a system of little clamps on metal arms meant to hold the wires in place closer so you can free up your hands in order to solder more efficiently. And these are actually recommended on page 67 of the mod book that we just talked about, plus a ton of other helpful things. They are listed as an optional item, but I'm telling you right now, the price of the ones I'm going to recommend to you is so good that you're going to want to pick these up right away, because a basic set retails for about $8. I can't tell you how many times I wish I had an extra set of hands helping me to solder a blaster, and spent more time just trying to position everything just right to solder than I did actually fixing the problem. And at times like these, it makes me wish I was Nico Robin from One Piece, but I'm not. So don't be like me, just get them. But maybe flywheelers aren't your thing, and a spring-powered blaster is more your jam. In that case, the next item might be for you. And that item is this. This is the injection molded Scar by Worker, and it is basically an extension barrel that has rifling inside of it to twist darts as they pass through, or basically spin it in the air so that it flies straighter and more stably when you shoot, and thus giving you more accurate shots. One of the reasons I love this particular one is because of its price. It retails for like $9 or $10 on Amazon. But the other reason is its versatility. If you have one of the more performance-oriented blasters from Dartzone or Xshot, then you can take out the muzzle that comes with the blaster and just insert this one, and it friction fits so it doesn't just fall out. This blaster itself is not under the $15 price tag, but if you want to learn more about it, I have a review of it over here. But that's just one of the types of blasters that this thing fits on. If you use the opposite side, you can actually fit this on blasters with exposed metal barrels. Just like that, which is actually what it was primarily designed for. Either way, this is one heck of a stocking stuffer, and something I've used even in pro tournaments. Now, speaking of accessories for these kinds of blasters, I want to talk to you about optics. Now, I don't have any optics to recommend that are under $15, but the minimum you're going to spend for a sight like this is going to be around $20 or $30. And when you spend that extra cash, it's a real bummer for things like this to happen. As you may or may not be able to see, there's actually a crack of this sight. Now, of course, it depends on the blasters you're using, but at the upper side of performance, there are blasters that could fire darts hard enough to do this. And that's where the next item comes in. This item is actually a protector for your sight. It screws onto Picatinny rails and flips up in front of your sight so that if it gets shot, you only have to replace the lens and not the entire sight. And these protectors are way cheaper than your sight. You can pick one of these things up for only $10. And I don't know about you, but I'd rather replace a $10 item than a $30 to $100 sight, depending on which one you have. Okay, it's time to do another blaster. The next blaster on our list is also a pistol. But Cam Games, we already talked about some pistols. True, but I think you'll want to check this one out anyways. This is the Fortnite 6 SH. Like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles blaster we talked about earlier, it is a revolver and it is also a hammer prime. But it's also Fortnite, so if you were the person you're getting for is a Fortnite fan, this is already a win. It's also a very long and kind of goofy blaster, which would be perfect if you were cosplaying as the Joker. Also, you don't have to use that really long barrel in the front, and this has been a pretty popular candidate for modding, and it retails more recently for about $15. I don't personally have one, but they are a lot of fun, and now that they're on sale for $15, I might go pick one up. But if you're looking for even more value, then you might want to consider this next item. This right here is the XL combo from Xshot. It comes with not one, not two, not even three, but 4 blasters for only $14. 2 of these are these bigger, like Hawkeye blasters, which are fun in their own right, but can also be modded together to make a cool little shotgun blaster. And it also comes with 2 of these micro shots, which are the predecessors to the Menaces. Either way, 4 blasters for under $15 is quite a steal. And that definitely falls in the primary gift category. Now, if you've got a bunch of blasters at home and you're looking to enhance your actual gameplay, you might want to consider this next item. Now, the next item on this list is a set of clickers, which look like this. And you might be thinking, this is Nerf, not an Axe body commercial. Why do I need this thing? Well, these are actually used pretty commonly to keep score in more complicated Nerf games. And while it is fun to run around and shoot at your friends or your family members, and just keep shooting at a free-for-all with no rules, it's also really fun to have games and structure and time and try for objectives. Well, let's take a step back. Do you like Call of Duty? Have you ever played Team Deathmatch? Well, if you ever wanted to emulate Team Deathmatch but with Nerf blasters in real life, then there is a popular game mode that utilizes these clickers in order to do that. And that game mode is usually called something along the lines of clicker battle. See, in Team Deathmatch, you break the player base up into 2 teams, and then the teams are trying to shoot each other, and every time they shoot another player on the opposing team, they get a point for that tag or kill. And at the end of the game, the team with the higher score wins. Well, in real life, that's a much harder metric to track. So clicker battle is pretty much the same concept, but instead of tracking how many times you tag another player, you just track how many times that you have been tagged. Every time you get tagged, you go back to the part where you spawned in from, click it, and then respawn. In clicker battles, the team with the lowest score wins, because it means you tagged them more times than you were tagged. And this is a great way to start adding game modes to your Nerf play. After all, variety is the spice of life. So if you're completely sold on this concept and you're like, I'm in, how much does it cost? Well, only $8 for a pair. Specifically for this pair of red and blue. Now you could get plain ones that are both the same color, but I think this red and blue pair go really well together because red team versus blue team is a tale as old as time. And it's always nice to be able to have some kind of differentiator if you bring the 2 teams together and can't remember whose score is whose. Now let's move on to our next item. Now we've been talking a lot about blasters, but what about melee? Well, for only $5 at your local Walmart, you can pick up one of these foam swords, and I highly recommend that you do. They come in 2 different styles, this ninja sword, and then this kind of like medieval style is the other one. But they both come with blades of a bunch of different colors like green, blue, orange. Personally, I like these green ones. They also have a button right here that allows the sword to light up. That's right, I said it lights up. Now because of the lights being on indoors, I'm not sure you're able to see this, but I'll press it and see if you can anyways. And it's much more visible in low light environments, which makes this thing kind of feel like a lightsaber. I personally prefer this ninja sword one because the handle is long enough for 2 hands, whereas the other style only has room for 1. But regardless, I definitely consider picking up 2 of these things because they have this really cool feature where they interlock. Now you have this really long double-sided melee weapon. Whatever floats your boat. and then easily disconnect them in the heat of battle. This is probably one of my all-time favorite melees. But if you want to run one of these things and a blaster, then this next item is probably for you. The next item is going to be a sling. There are a ton of blasters that have these little points to hook onto for a sling. So that way you don't drop it when you're running around. So that way you can go hands-free and do objectives or use another weapon and still have one at your side. I don't personally have one to show you because I actually lost mine when I was traveling across the country for a Nerf tournament. If you've ever wondered what it's like to compete in a pro Nerf tournament, then you might want to check out one of our other videos here. I do have a travel vlog series where I show you the behind the scenes of what it's like to be a pro Nerfer. Before we get to our last item, let's talk about some honorable mentions. These items are items that I really wanted to put in this video, but they just fell barely outside of our $15 budget. First up is the dart category. These are actually the darts that I use in competition, which are the Worker Gen 3s. They're half lengths and they retail for about $16 for about $200 instead of the $150 that come in the max darts. They were literally just $1 over the budget. The next honorable mention goes out to these straight Talon mags that we saw earlier in the video. These ones also come in at just $1 over our budget, $16 if you buy them on Amazon. These come in a variety of colors. A lot of them are translucent, like this green one here, and there's even a glow-in-the-dark option. The third honorable mention is this stock attachment here, made by Worker. This is an AK style stock that is made to attach to your standard end strike attachment point, like the one found here on the Strife X. They do come in a variety color, but I personally really like this orange and white one. Unfortunately, this thing retails for about $18, so that puts it $3 over our budget, but I still think you should consider it as an option. Now the last honorable mention goes out to this blaster. This is a little bit older of one, but this is something you can find at Walmart for only $20. And for that $20, you get a blaster that can take full length and half length darts and fires 150 feet per second. This is a primary class blaster, and in its stock configuration, it looks like this. However, mine has some modifications to it. But right out of the box, this thing shoots 150 FPS, takes full length and half length darts with this adapter, and also has this removable muzzle that can fire rival darts, mega darts, or it can be removed and put that worker scar in for better accuracy. There's also a decent amount of mods available for it, like this pump conversion kit that I have here, and is really one of the cheapest ways to get into the pro performance category. But without further ado, let's talk about the last item that did make this list. And that is this Xshot Lock blaster. Some of the key things about this blaster are the really cool paint job, the fact that it's lever action, it's also a revolver that fires full length darts, and it's got this cool little gimmick here where it's got dials that you can lock the blaster. Notice that if I don't put in the right combination, it actually won't prime or fire. And it has a little code on here that you can scan with a really cool animation to give you the code to unlock your specific blaster. Plus, this thing is awesome if you want to feel like Arnold Schwarzenegger in a Terminator movie. You know what I'm talking about. This thing fires around 70 FPS, so it's not going to be breaking any records, but it looks super cool. It's got a rail up top, and this is definitely a primary class gift. And this thing retails for only like $14 or $15. Well, that's it for this video. Again, let me know what your favorite blaster was down in the comments, and put your Instagram handle if you want to get entered for that giveaway. You do need to be a subscriber in order to win, so make sure to mag dump that like button and subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you can get notified when we announce the winners for both of those giveaways. Plus, we've got a ton of other things planned on the channel, but that's all I have for you today. So until next time on the King of Games, have a blast.